Hello, thank you for joining the Spotlight Series. I'm your host, Scott Nerney. We are tonight from the Varna Museum. As I look around, it's a military museum in East Greenwich, which you'll hear a little bit more about in one of our interviews. Today, we are honored with Tina Pedersen from RAMP. And I see the sash, I see the crown. We have to talk about this. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Tina Pedersen. I am a longtime Rhode Islander. I'm a 4-time cancer survivor, 4 major strokes, 2 heart attacks, and suffered a spinal stroke and became paralyzed just 8 short years ago. So my medical resume is way more impressive than anything else, but I'm still here and smiling and helping everybody else every day.
That is a heck of a medical resume, I must say. It must be pretty thick when you go to the doctors.
Absolutely. My doctor is getting the worst review on Yelp because he can't get it right yet. He told me 4 times I had 6 months to live and I'm still here. So I guess if you're going to be wrong, at least that's a good way to be wrong.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on surviving all that. And there's quite a few accomplishments I want to talk to you about.
Okay,
so
I'm ready.
The first one is, let's talk about RAMP. Real Access Motivates Progress.
RAMP is my pride and joy. It is my nonprofit that I started in 2019 with some amazing women. And it's all about accessibility and inclusion. We go around and we teach businesses how to become affordably accessible. There are so many tax breaks, grant opportunities, and easy opportunities to become accessible for 40% of the population that uses a mobility device. So who in this day and age can alienate 40% of the population? If you become accessible, you're not only letting them in, you're letting all of their family and friends in as well. So it's good business sense. But we also go around to schools and we teach the children all about disability and to touch and feel our wheelchairs, our walkers, or our invisible disabilities. We let them ask any questions they want without their parents shushing them. So it's really great. And then I've talked on all different levels, from emergency medical to politicians to anybody, about the importance about accessibility and why it's so important.
So one of the things you said was you let them in and their families. I don't think a lot of people think of it that way, but when people are trying to make decisions about where they're going to go, they have to be inclusive for everyone in their family.
Oh, absolutely correct. Everybody needs to be involved, and most of the individual homes are not accessible, and it's way more expensive to make an individual home. So we can't go to Christmas, we can't go to parties, we can't go to backyard cookouts most of the time because those areas are inaccessible. So if the businesses are not accessible either, now we have no place to gather with our family and friends.
When you say we, it's not just folks in wheelchairs, it's other assisted
devices. No, it's walkers, wheelchairs, and canes. But when you're being accessible for those who use knee scooters, or those who baby carriages that are moving around, or there are so many among you who are born without knees or back problems or hip problems that the stairs are just so difficult for them to navigate. So you're helping not only the people who are physically, visibly seen in mobility devices, there's so many others.
When you say you help businesses and nonprofits, can you kind of give us an idea if I ran a small business, be it a restaurant or a manufacturing facility, what someone like yourself coming in with your organization would help with?
What we do is we come down and we give you what we call as a roll through. I will come down to your business and I will roll around your business. I will give you 3 or 4 ways to change your front door, the dollar amounts that go with it, the contractors that you can use that we have vetted and that we work with all the time that can do the changes for you, how to change your bathroom so that way your stalls and it's accessible for everybody to get in. Basically, we want to get in the front door and we want to have the right to pee. Other than that, we're pretty good. We can navigate the rest of it all on our own. We're pretty good about that. So we help you become affordably accessible by letting more and more people in your business.
Okay. And let's talk a little bit about, I recently read that you were crowned USA National SLICC Ambassador, hence the sash. Tell us a little bit about that.
I am so proud of this title because I am the first person of disability to run and win this competition.
And our 2022 SLICC 4 Ambassador. She is Tina Pedersen.
It's called the SLICC. I am the national SLICC. SLICC stands for Success Through Leadership, Integrity, Character, and Confidence. It's all about community service and giving back. I did 4,700 hours of community service hours last year, just myself. There's a whole process to this whole competition. You had to do a binder, there's interviews, there's presenting yourself in a gown in a fun fashion, a talent, an onstage question, and I was just very, very blessed to win among amazing women that I were up against across the country.
And 4,400 hours, you said?
4,700 hours.
4,700 hours? And I understand our president caught wind of that.
Yeah, I received the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award, which means anybody who does 4,400 hours of community service over a few years or over their lifetime can earn this award. I earned it in 1 year. I mean, not that I don't do about 4,000 each year since I've been in a wheelchair, but last year I did the most by 4,700.
Congratulations. That on top of itself is a testament to everything you've been doing for everyone else.
Well, it just brings home the point that if I can do 4,700 hours, I mean, my nonprofit is 100% volunteer, so that's where a lot of my hours come from because I work my organization. But I'm also out at Crossroads at the local things. I work for other organizations. If I can give back even an hour at a time each week, nobody else has an excuse to give a couple of hours to bring your children down and give back to the world. We're supposed to leave the world better than we found it. This is the way that we're going to do it.
And if you didn't have enough time to stop there, you didn't. I understand a Rise Up Award was also in the cards this past year?
Yes, I received the LaToya Coleman Rise Up Award, which is an award given by a mother whose daughter had passed away a few years ago from cancer. And the whole idea of the award is success and achievement in cancer, diabetes, all of those, heart disease, being a champion for those. And because my heart attacks, my strokes, my spinal cord injuries, I talk about those all the time and spread awareness and help others overcome what I have.
And one word, as we had traded a couple of emails back and forth that was used in our email, and it's a common word, but you corrected us a little bit or inspired us to look at it differently, was the word handicapped. So,
handicap is a word we don't like to use because a lot of people, and I know a lot of people don't know the origin of the word. It came back from around the 1700s when begging on the street became legal because people didn't have any other place to go but begging on the street. Most of them were missing a limb or walking funny or polio or whatever it was at the time. So cap in hand, when they used to put their caps out for people to give donation, is where the word originally derived from. But still now in 2022, a lot of people still look down on the disability community by thinking that we're beggars and we're good for nothing and all we're looking for is a handout. That's not true. We need a hand up like everybody else. We may need a little bit of accessibility or maybe you to fix a door, but it's not our disability that's the problem. It's the inaccessibility of the world that's the problem. So by using that word, you're putting us back to the old ages, and now that everybody is worried about language and wording matter, it's just something that we could gracefully stop using and changing over to either disability accessible or first language.
very nice. It makes a lot of sense to me. And some people will be watching this shortly after we taped, other people will be watching in the future, but I did want to call attention, you have an activity going on in September this year?
Yeah, we have our big event going on again this year. We did it last year as the inaugural event. It's called Accessibility is Beautiful. It will be at the Steel Yard on September 10th from 2 to 7. Everybody is welcome. The majority of my vendors are of disability. They're all entrepreneurs. They own their own businesses, and they'll be selling their goods. They'll also be teaching you how to hire us, how to make your business accessible, because if you're not tapping into the disability community, you're missing out on some great employees, because there's no better employee than one that has something to prove. And we're always, unfortunately, having something to prove to let people know that we're still viable people in society, that we can truly make a difference. So all of the politicians will be down there. The governor, lieutenant governor, secretary of state, straight down will be speaking at the event. So all are welcome. It is a free event. We have a whole kids corner going on. So face painting and toys and giveaways and raffles, and just come on down. It's just such a fun music, talent, theater, everything that you can think of is going to be at this event in just a few short hours.
And people might want to get involved with the organization. How would they do that?
They can go on to www.rampusinclusion.com. There's many ways to donate. We have some great t-shirts that I've designed, most of them. They're really, really cool.
Okay.
They're fun. They give a little, twerk to the disability community, but they're a lot of fun. Or you can volunteer and be part of our committee. Just send a message. The message comes directly to me, and I will talk to you a little bit and find out where you best fit into. But I'm sure we can always find a place for everybody.
Okay. We'd like to finish a lot of our interviews with a few questions as kind of a tribute to the old James Lipton interviews, the way he did them. So my first question is, what is your favorite word?
My favorite word is possible, because everything is possible. Even the word impossible has I'm possible in it. So possible is my favorite word.
What is your favorite noise or sound?
Probably my wheelchair turning on. Because if that doesn't turn on, I don't go anywhere.
Okay. And this may be unique to you, but if you had 0% chance of failure to do something, what would you do?
I don't know. I've not found anything that I failed at yet, because the only time you fail is when you don't try, and I try every day.
Okay. What job would you least like to do?
I will not run for office. I like being on the outside looking in and working with everybody across the board. I will not be a politician in any way, shape, or form. I bless the ones who do it because it needs to be done, but it will not be me.
Okay. Last question is, if you could go back and talk to your 12-year-old self, what advice would you give yourself?
Never change. Don't listen to anybody. Don't let anybody get in your head. Never change. Because I have a fighting spirit, and my goal in life is to help others. If I can make one person smile every day, my life is completely successful.
Thank you so much for spending some time with us.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.